Today I'm going to show you guys 3 Cricut projects using the family reunion bundle. So today I've got 3 projects. 2 of them are door hangers. One of them can technically be a sign that you make for the inside of the house, and then we're also going to make a keychain. So today I'm using the family reunion bundle. This bundle here is going to be perfect for creating signs that are personalized for a family member. So you can either make them for yourself and you can have it where it says, you know, the Wilson family. You can, gift it to mom for Mother's Day, maybe Christmas time, or you're looking for a wedding gift, housewarming gift, all of those things. These are perfect for family. So not only just personalizing, but for example here, being a family means you will love and be loved for the rest of your life, no matter what. So really great signs here. You could even do family reunion t-shirts where they all have the same quote, and then you can put like the Thomases on the back or whatever. So even outside of family reunions, these are perfect for housewarming gifts, maybe your own house, creating that decor, pillowcases, signs, t-shirts, you name it. There's so many different things that you could do with this bundle. For our first 2 projects, we're going to be using these wood rounds right here. These are 12 inches. I love these ones right here. I get them from Amazon, and I think I get 10 in a box. They are just the perfect size for making your door signs. You're just simply going to add a little hot glue when you're done, or staple gun, and add a little string so that way you can hang it on there. So many different ideas, like I said. So I'm using these, and the really cool thing about these, you can just apply it straight on there, or you could paint them. And what I love to use is chalk paint because it dries super duper fast. So that's what I always recommend to you guys. And I'm actually going to be using the chalk paint that you guys can grab locally at Walmart, which is Waverly. I think you guys can even grab it at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, all of the things. But these small ones here are around $1 or so, and they're really going to last you a long time. For this one, I actually used this wax here. So you guys could use like a stain. So you could stain these. You could use, like I said, like the wax that I'm doing here. This one's from Folk Art, and I just kind of painted that on, set it aside, and let it dry. It gives us this really nice stained wood effect, so that's just another idea as well. So we're going to be doing this one first, but before we get started, let's go ahead and paint this one and set it aside so it could start to dry. So like I said, I'm just using this one. This is in the color moss, so we want to shake it really good and make sure it's well incorporated, and then we're simply just going to paint it on. I'm just using a foam brush here. I got a couple pieces of parchment. You can use craft paper, copy paper, so that way we could go ahead and keep our surface clean. Now for me, I'm just dipping straight in here, but if you're somebody that wants to put it on a little dish, you could definitely do that. So I'm just gonna go straight in there. I wanted to use a color today because when we've done these signs, I'm usually staining them. I'm doing them white, black, you name it. But today I wanted to do a color. We're gearing up and getting ready for spring, and I just thought this color was gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to paint this. Like I said, this moss color is so pretty. This would also be pretty to paint it with a pink. They have a really nice pink, maybe like a lilac. It would be gorgeous. Now, I'm going to be using black adhesive vinyl for this, but you could definitely do a color. I almost did like a lilac color on top of this. I think that would be really pretty as well, or maybe even like a holographic. Now the one thing about this too is once you get it painted, you could go ahead and come back in here with a little piece of sandpaper, and you could rough it up to make it a little bit more, vintage or rustic. So you could actually paint the underneath of this black first or white, and then some of those colors will come through. So there's lots of different options, but like I said, this moss is absolutely gorgeous. Now you guys let me know in the comments below if you guys do family reunions, and what is something that maybe you create. Is it t-shirts? Is it the invitations? Let me know. All right, so I think I've got everything completely coated, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this guy out of the way, let it dry down. So in the meantime, we'll work on the other one. So for this one, you wanna figure out which way do you want your wood grain to run. I'm thinking something like this, and then here is my family tree. So what I did with this design is I took it straight inside of Cricut Design Space, and then I just added the names inside. And the really cool thing about this bundle is it comes with multiple hearts. So you could do 1 heart, 2 hearts. There's so many. I mean, I think you can even get up to like 10 hearts. There's quite a bit of them. So depending on how big your family is, So if you're just doing it for, say, for example, you, your husband, and your 3 kids, you could do something like this. But if you were gonna do one for mom and you were gonna include all of her kids and grandkids and all that, you can definitely do those things as well. So I just simply added the text to here inside of Cricut Design Space. I added the Wilsons down here, and then I just welded everything so it cut out at one time. And I did it in white so that way it's gonna pop. So I'm using the StarCraft adhesive vinyl today, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and take a piece of transfer tape and pick it up. I'm gonna attempt to try to use the same transfer tape on my next one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a pair of scissors, and we are going to trim this down. Now, all the supplies that I'm using today are linked down below as well. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and take that squeegee here, and I'm just going to rub everything down to get it to adhere to that transfer sheet. So we're gonna go ahead and flip it over. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get that wood round back down here, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and go down here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get my tree at the very bottom. So I'm just gonna go ahead and center it up. It looks perfect to me. You could definitely use the parchment paper hack, so that way you can make sure you're gonna get that perfect placement. And then we are gonna go ahead and rub this in. Now, if you ever notice that you are struggling, say for example, you painted this. This is a question I see all the time. Say I painted this with acrylic paint and you're struggling to get your adhesives to stay down. You can put a piece of parchment paper over it and then go over it with like your little mini easy press just for a few seconds to heat up that adhesive, which is going to activate that adhesive and help it become permanent like that. So that's something to keep in mind in case you guys are ever struggling with the wood that you guys are putting it on. But that's why I do recommend using chalk paint too. It just bonds to it so much easier. And there you guys have it. How gorgeous is this? It is so, so pretty. Once again, even if you were gonna put this like on the square wood signs too, and you were gonna put this inside of your home, make this for mom or grandma for a gift, it is gorgeous. I really, really love the way that came out. Now you guys may notice that I had to take my time to peel mine up as well. Mine is still moist and wet. The thing about recording versus real life is I would have let this probably set. This one right here was done with the wax, so it's got a little bit of moisture in it. So I really should have allowed this one a little bit more time to dry, and that would have peeled off. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and make us a bow for this one. That's what I want to do for this one really quick. So I'm actually using this ribbon right here and a zip tie. So all you simply have to do is take your ribbon. I like to leave it on the roll so that way I can figure out my size first. If I make a mistake, I can cut off the zip tie and start over. So before I cut it and commit, I'll try to do it right here on the roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it an awareness ribbon. So step one is to make an awareness ribbon that looks like this. Doesn't matter which way your tails are. And then we're gonna go ahead and take your back piece right here and you're gonna tuck it behind. So you're just simply tucking it behind. You're going to squish that middle piece. You're gonna take that zip tie and we are gonna go ahead and go just like this. And then we're gonna tie that up, just like so. All right, so once you have that and you're like, you know what, I think that looks good, at that point I can go ahead and trim it down. To make the other side match, I just try to fold it over just like so. I need to bring that down a little bit, but you're simply gonna go ahead and angle just like that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is trim off the bottom piece. All right, and this is gonna go up here at the top just like that. So there is our super cute bow, and I'm gonna be putting mine up here at the top like that. So I'm trying to get my legs, I guess, of my ribbon to go around this way. You can make them as long as you want to, and you can actually glue them and kind of have them kind of buckle up and down, however you wanna do that. I've got my glue gun up here now heating up so that way I can simply glue it down. All right, so now that our hot glue gun is ready, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little bit of glue right up here at the top and then place this down. And then what I'm gonna do to get my ribbon to be exactly where I want it to be, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of push that up like I was talking about and then place that down. So that way you see how it's kind of got like a buckle in it. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and figure out my placement here, get a little bit of glue, and then place it down. So you can really manipulate that ribbon to be exactly where you want it to be. So like I said, if I really wanted to kind of come down and have longer legs, you could definitely do that as well. So like I said, always wait to cut your ribbon unless you've obviously been doing it over and over and over again. You know your sizes. It just helps you because you can cut that zip tie off and you can completely start over. But a zip tie and ribbon, and you can make your very own bows, super easy. Now, another thing I was going to talk about today was the Bow Dabra. If you guys have never heard of this has been out for years. It is amazing. So you can actually create those really nice bows and ribbons that have all of those loops with something like this. So you're just going to put it down and bring it back and forth, and then you'll tie that up. You can use a zip tie, or you can use some string like this. You can use floral wire as well. So really quickly, I'm just going to kind of show you how it works. So say for example, I'm going to get this down. I'm going to leave it on the roll. I'm going to get me quite a bit really fast. Well, that was the end of it, but let's go ahead and go. All right, so I'm going to make sure I've got a little bit of a tail going here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our loop going here. So just figuring out about how big do you want those loops to be. And then you're going to twist it. You can twist it. For this one, I'm going to just bring it straight down. So keeping those the same, right? We're going to go ahead and twist it when we bring it down. It really helps to have the ones that have the wire in it, honestly. And then we are going to twist it, and we are going to bring it down again. And then we're going to do the same thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and leave this tail here so I have it. And before you actually get started, you really actually want to run this underneath here, but it's easy to add it after the fact, honestly. So you're going to go in here, but you could definitely do the same thing with a zip tie. We're going to come in here, we're going to twist this up, and we're going to pull tight. So you're going to go ahead and tie it again. Like I said, it would have been much better with obviously more loops as well as having the wire in it. You're basically going to spread those apart and have those out. But like I said, you definitely want more. And then you'll trim these down to where you want it. But you see how you would have that really nice full bow. But that is with a Bow Dabra. And there's so many things that you can do with this, so many different type of bows. And like I said, with the instructions, it gives you so many different ways to show you. But if you guys want to see more on this, I'll definitely incorporate it in some more videos to show you guys some really cool bows with this. But it also comes with this little guy here, so when you're doing this, you can do multiple ribbons, different kinds, and you can really start to smash this down. So it's got a few pieces with it. I've had it forever. I have it linked down below for you guys. There is a mini one and then this one right here, but I'll have it linked down below for you guys in case you're interested. But as you guys can see, that came out so nice. You're simply just going to go ahead, you could hot glue a little piece of string here on the back. Another thing is you can just glue a little coat tab on the back and hang that as well. But so nice, such a great item to sell or gift to somebody. Moving right along, we're gonna do our green one now. So we're gonna do the exact same thing. For this one, all I simply did was add the Millers right here. I just brought in one of our fonts and just simply added that in there and welded it once again. So I have it touching the top and the bottom of that design. This really would have been gorgeous with like a holographic. You could definitely do holographic and then maybe do the Millers with the black. Would have been really pretty as well. But like I said, I'm gonna do black just to keep it with that moss and the black. I think is going to be really, really nice. So we're going to go ahead and pick this up. I'm going to use that same carrier sheet. So I'm going to carefully lay this down, and then we're going to smooth it out, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to pick it up. All right, so same thing. I'm going to go ahead and go down just like this. I'm going to try to center this design. Something right about there I think looks nice. I'm just going to smooth everything out. And then do the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and rub this in. Now this is a question I get all the time too. Say for example, I'm gonna hang this on my door, which has access to the weather outside. So what I would actually do for this is I would seal it with a Krylon matte clear. Super easy, spray paint, seal it, just go over it one time outside and you're gonna be good to go. Now with the vinyl, it's actually weatherproof, so it's made to withstand, but the wood is not. So I would definitely wanna seal it. So you're gonna notice that I'm not struggling on this one on the chalk paint versus how I struggled on that wax. Like I said, at the end of the day, the wax was just still wet. So if I wasn't teaching it, I definitely would have let it set for a couple hours. Same thing with acrylic. That's one thing with acrylic is it takes a while, and I definitely think that the adhesive vinyl bonds better to the chalk paint. Now before I actually throw this away, I'm actually gonna cut down a little piece so I can save it for my keychain. The colors of these are phenomenal. It just kind of reminds me of this army color. It is absolutely pretty. You guys let me know in the comments below if you guys like this color combo. I really love it. Once again, if you guys are looking, it's Waverly and it is in the color moss. You guys can grab this locally, but I really love that combo. I think it is gorgeous. Now for this one, I'm not gonna add a bow to this one, but all I would simply do is add a door hanger. Another question I do get is, if I was selling this, would you finish the back? I know some people don't. It's just the back, but you may want to go ahead and paint both sides to have it complete and finished. Now, before we move on to our keychain, once again, you guys let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite and if you guys will be recreating one of these. All right, so for our very last project, we are going to be doing an acrylic keychain. I love making acrylic keychains, and they've always been popular and trendy for years. So if you recently got a Cricut and you're just now getting into crafts, highly recommend that you make yourself some acrylic keychains. You can get these blanks Amazon, all over the place. I'm gonna have all of the supplies linked down below. I get my keychain hardware as well as the little jump rings and the acrylic blanks all from Amazon. And then you're just gonna need some transfer tape as well as your permanent adhesive vinyl. I'm using StarCraft once again. I love their matte colors. I forgot to mention that on signs. I use the matte because it looks like it's hand painted. So here we go. So we're just gonna go ahead and pick this up. This is in a really pretty lilac color. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that transfer, which we used before. This one is so cute. It says, "A circle of strength, love, and hope, family." So this would be a great gift to give to a family member, or once again, if you were gonna do these for a family reunion and pass them out to everybody, it would be so cute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm making sure that that hole is at the top here. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm trying to get this in here to where it's going to perfectly line up to where I have that hole right there. And so what I did was, this is a 3-inch acrylic. I cut my design at 2.75. So all I had to simply do is bring this inside of Cricut Design Space and size it out. All right, so now all we have to do is fold it over and peel. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and peel off that backing, and it's going to be perfectly clear and transparent. Now another thing that you can do with these, with the chalk paint, you could use acrylic paint, whatever you would like. You could do Mod Podge with glitter. You can paint the back side so that way you can really see that pop. So if you really want that to pop even further, you can go over it with some white chalk paint. I like to just go over it messy, and that's really cute as well. But even just leaving it like this. Now, a question I get all the time is, how long do these last? I've had one hanging on my keychain for a couple of years and it looks amazing. So once you have it on there, the more and more it just becomes permanent. And so for example, one of the ones I did, it had like a pattern adhesive vinyl. Your pattern will start to have like a little bit of where you can see like the color start to come down. But honestly, with something like this, it'll last forever. You would be shocked at how much these guys can withstand, honestly. To finish this off, you're just simply gonna take your jump ring and your keychain hardware. We're just gonna add our jump ring right here on the bottom. You're going to go right there. It's easy to just kind of pop it in. Hopefully you guys can see that there. You're gonna want some jewelry pliers, and you're just gonna go ahead and squeeze this tight, just like that. And done. You've made yourself an acrylic keychain. So like I said, these are so easy to make. So if you guys are just now getting into using a Cricut and you're looking for some super easy projects, definitely try this one out. Or if you're looking for a great item to sell, these are very inexpensive to make and you can have some good turnaround on these as well. So there you guys have it. One more time, I'll show you guys how cute does that look. Now another idea for the back as well is you could cut a 3-inch circle with adhesive vinyl and go over the complete back as well to have that color as well. You could go with like a holographic, something to really kind of make that pop, but I love them with the clear just like this. And there we have it, 3 really fun projects using our family reunion bundle. So make sure you guys definitely check it out. It is time sensitive, so once it's gone, you guys cannot get it at that value. So you guys can see it's super duper affordable. You guys get a lot of bang for your buck when you guys get those bundles. You do not have to be a Plus member to purchase them at that value. Anybody can snag them, but like I said, you just definitely want to snag them before they are gone. So let me know which project was your favorite in the comments, and if you guys enjoyed this, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.